Alright guys, today we've got the 2.2 Ecotec on an 03 Cavalier. Here's what it looks like. Probably yours. Looks the same. This one has a little more pollen on it. But it had no compression. It clearly had no compression. Here, I'll hand this off to my cameraman. There you are, sir. It was just running like a sewing machine. Yee! Well, I'm like, well, there could be a lot of things wrong, but it doesn't have any compression. You can just hear it. So what I did, I checked here first. You can pop that off the straighter valve, push it in. That'll check and see if you've got, if you don't have compression, this is not your problem, but check and see if you have fuel pressure. Then I pop this guy off. It comes up weird. You have to pull both of these up at the same time. It's a 410 millimeter, and this guy pops off. And then I pulled out all the spark plugs. The spark plugs were sparking away. All the coils were working awesome. And I've seen this before in a Mini Cooper. So what I did was I sprayed this guy, just some liquid wrench, like about 3 or 4 seconds of it down each hole, and put it all back together. Actually, I did one more thing. We ran low on oil. So, because you said you ran low on oil, right?
Yeah.
Here, film me. I'm so attractive. So we ran low on oil, and he said, yeah, I put it in 2 quarts. So I thought maybe the lifters depressurize, which are hydraulic. That can happen if you're running low on oil. It doesn't always, usually your motor's going to roach before that, but in this case, it didn't. So we filled it back up. With the spark plugs out, we cranked it for 30 seconds, and we waited, let the starter cool down. We did another 30, and I thought, well, that should have pumped up the lifters. If it was going to put the spark plugs back in, we snapped everything together, cranked it some more, and it started chugging a little, and you could see it was finally getting some compression. And I don't know if it's from the cranking and putting the oil in it, or if it had something to do with the penetrating oil, but I've heard that both those things work. So we tried both, and sure enough, after about another 30 seconds of cranking, fucker came right to life. And now, here, go ahead, show them how it's done. It was pretty smoky with our penetrating oil burning off, but fires right up. Needs a motor mount, but it fires right up. So that's it, guys. That's how you do a no compression in some motors. If your valves didn't bend and you don't have a timing issue, then bend all the valves and all that shit. All right. Okay. It's a good deal.